Welcome to another Parkinson's Walks Friday vlog. If you're new to the channel, we have one of these every other week, and then we have a pure film every other week. That work out? You know what I mean. This week we're going to have a look to see what you've been writing in about, what the comments are covering, and then we're going to have a look in the archive and dig out a film. So, without any more ado, first we're going to look at the vlog of 2 weeks ago, which was the Garden Steam Railway, which I think a lot of us enjoyed that one, didn't we? A look around, beautiful garden and a private railway, wonderful. Pete Payne says it would be great to have one of those in the garden. Sadly mine isn't big enough, he says. I wonder if some of the neighbours would be interested. Well, now there's a thought, isn't it? If you were to share your railway amongst your neighbours, you could phone up, have you got a cup of sugar? Oh, I'll put it on the 12:15. It could work, it could work. Rodney Masters. I was wondering, it's not a bad film, but I was wondering why it got so many views, to be honest. It didn't seem much better or worse than a lot of other stuff, but Rodney says it's worthy of a BAFTA nomination in 3 categories. Short film, cinematography and sound, he says. Yes, I think Rodney still had the Christmas festivities when he wrote that. I asked Rodney where I collect the money from, that's the main thing. Rodney says it may require an investment in a larger trophy cabinet. Ooh. On the upside, I'm sure your viewers will be keen to fly in from around the world to attend the presentation at the Royal Festival Hall, kitted out, of course, in their best bib and tucker. Yes, that sounds very much like the checks in the post to me, Rodney. James, writing in from Canada, keeping us abreast of what's going on over there. Still no snow here, he says, but we did get a partly sunny day after 3 weeks of cloud. And that's all you were rewarded with it was a partly sunny day. Oh dear. So I hope things are okay at your end. The Gloucestershire floods are covered by the news here tonight. Yes, we've been inundated once again. I think it's being set up as the 3rd worst flood in the area. The highest being, I think, 2007 and then 2047, something like that. So, yeah, it's pretty grim, although it's gone down now. This village that we live in, which is adjacent to the floods, normally you can count there's 7 ways out of this village. When the floods get really bad, we're down to just the one and hoping. But anyway, we're all right now. And Paul Boyle says stay dry and warm. Ron, yeah, thank you, Paul. Much appreciated. We're doing our best. David from Spain. Yes. He says, I know this is obviously written a few weeks ago. Excuse me. I know you'll all be preparing to take down decorations tomorrow, the 12th night, isn't it? Is that what it is? But down here, that's in Spain, the excitement is almost palpable for the children as they queue up to send their letters to the 3 kings. Wow. There you go, that's different, isn't it? Send their letters to the 3 kings. And if you want to read about that particular festival as they celebrate it there, go read David's comments. If you're interested in cultures from other lands, there's good information there from David. Thank you for that. Donnie says, talking about the going back to Garden Railway, I couldn't help wondering what type of mower is used to keep those acres tamed. Yeah, there's the downside, isn't it? We all look at beautiful grounds like that and think, well, wouldn't it be nice to own it? But of course, when it comes to the maintenance, well, that might be a different thing, mightn't it? It starts to pale ever so slightly. Oh well. Marlin. Yes. Thank you so much for making me smile and jiggle to the seekers in my chair. Morning town ride, yes. Train with, no, I won't go there. So the cat was looking at me very askance for poor old cat. I can't work out what's going on. Train whistle. Marlin, your poor cat. Long live Parkinson's walks and Christina too. I'll be ready with my side-by-side map next week. Just wondering if you're going up in a microlight this time. No. You'll get one of me with those contraptions, I'm afraid. Yeah, well done, Marilyn. Yes, of course, Marilyn proposed Christina for Transport Secretary because she has some very strong views on transport. And Lionel from Lionel and Mary Travels says, Christina, whom you recommended for Transport Secretary, mentioned one or two things I hate on a train. People who've drunk too much, and Lionel wants to know why alcohol is served on a train anyway. Those who have loud conversations on the mobile phone, and worst of all, I think Christine agreed, the ones who insist on putting their feet on the seats. Yeah, what is it with those people? Yeah, there you go. Michael from Spain said, I'm always intrigued by all those photographs on the wall of your office. Yeah, we're in a different location today, but yes, if you look at that, that's our holiday wall. We're not rich, we're certainly not poor, but when we were younger and more able, we didn't drink much, we didn't smoke, and we put all our money into going and having a look around, travel. I think we're glad we did it that way, because I wouldn't fancy having a go at it now, some of these long haul flights. Couldn't take it, I don't think, but yes, there you go, Michael. That's our holiday wall. He says, I bet every time you sit at your desk and look at them, memories come flooding back. Yeah, every now and again you find yourself looking at one in particular and thinking, oh yes, those were the days. West Country Wanderings has had a lot of views. Yeah, I couldn't work out, as I said, why that had so many views. It's not an outstanding video to me, it's just one of a bunch, but there you go. And Paul says, with YouTube, it's always the ones you least expect that do the best. So Paul's had the same experience. Yeah, strange. Now Charles Patterson, I think she's out at church at the moment, so we're all right. I suspect that if you reviewed your various video offerings, the videos that rank up the top with your viewers probably all include your wife. Charles, shh. She is actually one appearance money. Right, the excuse me, seizing up. The film, which was last week's film then, when we were tidying up and doing Evesham, another visit to Evesham, and looking for the crossover where the Midland Railway crossed the GWR. Michael Miller says, thanks for that, Explorer. I'll have to look them up on my Ian Allen pre-grouping atlas. Oh wow, see if you can work out where we went. Now Lionel from Lionel and Mary Travels. I have to admit this time I was completely lost, he says. Even with the help of my book Lost Rowers of Gloucestershire, the more I read and the more I watched your video, the more confused I became. It's right for you, Lionel. I was out there, out in the wild. At least you were sat at home, mate. Yeah, but what I suggested to Lionel was that he read Trev's comments, because Trev always gives us very succinct information in perhaps a very more readable way. And so yeah, have a look at Trev's comments. Because this week, of course, Trev said, not much more I can add, as I maxed out on info when you did the Ashchurch to Barnet Green series. Yeah, as I said, this is a tidying up exercise, this video. But yes, so Trev says he can't have much more, and then he goes and answers Lionel's question more or less with the layout. So go and read Trev's comments, Lionel, and you will get there. Malcolm Richardson, marvellous, he says. Those abutments are what I remember seeing from the train near where it crosses the Avon. Yeah, it's the other side of the station, Michael. Yeah. Thinking about it, that's probably about the only way to see those abutments is from the train these days. Interesting. Right. Pete Payne, our Pete says, a nice explorer right from the start, There is a feeling of early spring, something to look forward to. I think we all picked up on that, didn't we? It's got to that time of year now where, well, we've had enough of this wintry weather. Let's get a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of warmth. Let's get started. And then Michael from Poland. Oh dear, greetings from Poland. He says, sorry I'm late today. No problem, Michael. He said, I had no internet connection. And I was thinking, without an internet connection, where would we be these days? We certainly couldn't be doing this, could we? Simon, the hairy golfer. Right, now, pay attention, pick your ears up. He says, isn't there some sort of saying that goes, I didn't end up where I was going, but I did end up where I needed to be. I think I got you. You needed to be on the other side of the railway to find the prize, despite it being beneath your feet earlier. Well, that was the problem. I couldn't film it because I was standing on it. Thank you for that, Simon. Peter Smith said it was a long walk. Hope you didn't suffer the next day. Well, I find the best way to handle it with Parkinson's is I do absolutely nothing the day before a walk. I just rest the whole day. Then I do the walk, and then it takes me a couple of days to sort myself out from there. But we get there in the end. Well, up till now we have. Donny says some more fantastic examples of superhuman activity from the days of the horse and cart, fueled only by bread and dripping and builder's tea. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, what is amazing about those abutments is some of the parts of it slope in two different directions. Now these days, I suppose if you were going to build that, you'd shine your laser and build to laser. I guess that's the way they do it. Those days all they had was some pieces of wood with pieces of string and a plumb bob on the end, and they had to get their angles from that, and they did it perfectly well. It's amazing, isn't it? Amazing basic technology. Wonderful. Yeah. David then, from Spain. Blue skies, he says, amazing. I was expecting to see you out in a little rubber dinghy. You're joking, you won't get me there. The abutment on the north side looks in fine fettle. The south side is showing signs of its age. The small skewed bridge looks like it's taken its fair share of knocks. Yeah, I wonder how often they check it. Interesting. He said, if it's dry this weekend, I've spotted some gold mines up the river. Oh, gold mines in Spain. David's going up having a look. I shall ask permission, he says, to drill some holes in one of Nura's frying pans. Yeah, if you're panning for gold, you wouldn't need a pan with holes in it, do you? I don't think you stand much chance with that, David, if I'm honest. And he said, maybe it's better to seek forgiveness afterwards. And then he goes on to say, perhaps Marilyn or Christina could advise me. Well, you want the girls to advise you on how to mistreat your wife's equipment. I think that's a loser, David, if I'm honest. I think you're on a loser there, mate. Right, anyway, we'll see how you get on. Film Club. And a dip into the archives. Dursley. Marilyn, get your side-by-side organised. Come on, get going, girl. Right, this is a branch line off the main Gloucester to Bristol line, or Birmingham to Bristol line if you prefer. And this was paid for initially by the businesses in the area. They needed ways to get their machinery and their goods out to the wider world. And so the likes of Lister Petter, which was an engineering company, and the huge great mills down there, all got together and built themselves a branch line. And it worked quite well for a while. They introduced a passenger service and called it the Dursley Donkey. But of course it didn't stand past Mr. Beeching. I think it closed before Mr. Beeching, to be honest. So we're going to have a look at that in just a few minutes. And then next week we're going to finish off the Evesham updates, hopefully. And what I filmed there was just another section of track which is on beyond where we finished the last time, where we left the track the last time. It's on the other side of the main road, A46 is it? The reason this is attractive is that you can access it. It's actually available with permission to access it. That's very rare with railways in left as condition. So the map says there's nothing of any significance, any buildings or whatever there, but even so, we've got to find something, haven't we? Let's go take a look. Right, so I'll see you down or up at Evesham next Friday. Don't be late. Today we've got another exciting railway walk adventure from our book. Today we're walking the Dursley Branchline, opened in 1856, closed in 1966. And without any more ado, let's go see what we can find. Bit of orientation then to get started. This is the M5, north-south. That's the A38 that predated the M5, north-south. River Severn's kind of that way. This is the main railway line between Bristol, down there, and Gloucester that way. And then just at this point is where our branch line left the main line. And it went down here then, through Cam to Dursley, where it was built really by the business people there to serve their factories. The engineering works, Lister Petter, huge great woolen mill in Cam. But of course, later date, they thought, well, we'll take passengers, make a bit more on the side, I guess. Trailhead today then, a lay-by in a housing estate. And in front of us is a railway embankment. Here's the station at Dursley in 1866. What a wonderful photograph. Here it is again from almost the same position, 1912. A lady there with all her Edwardian garb on, looking very refined. Which would make it where these houses are built then, on the embankment. And that's the other side of the road. That's where we're headed. And that just hiding in the undergrowth is a Victorian overbridge. Apparently nobody wants to take responsibility for it, so they've closed it. However, isn't that wonderful? That must make down there the track. And again on this side, a beautiful balustrade. Unfortunately, it didn't connect to the footpath, so we're going to have to go back down the way we just came. And we're going through here. Track bed. And that's looking the way we've just come. Slightly overgrown. Here we carry on through here. Across the River Cam. Torturous. And somewhat unexpected. National Schools, 1836. To the left. More rural. The old farmyard. Now that is a nice specimen. No, not the van. heads down. In theory this is Station Road, there are no signs. River Cam once more. And the best clue yet. Pub just there then. On this side of the river was Cam Station. Cam Station. That was built on this spot where we are now. Two lovely features in here. One, the signal mechanism on the right, and then if you look on the left in the distance, tall thin chimney of the massive woolen mill. We'll be going past that later, well, with any luck. Onward. Now walking away from the pub then, following the line of the railway, which is just by those trees. I've just turned off to try and get a look. I can hear the River Cam down there, but the railway now is a car park. Main road. Having left Dursley then, down here we're now in Cam. It's a busy little area. Right then, this is us. Well, we've had a lot on this walk. We've had main roads, shopping complexes, housing estates, quiet paths. This is a bit more I approve of. Concrete bridge over the River Cam. We continue this way, and then if we delve down here into the undergrowth, slippery undergrowth, come across that hidden, which is a farm accommodation bridge in perfect condition. Well, a little bit of pointing needed. Get the farmer from one side to the other. Right, we're coming along there, over the span, and over there. Isn't that super? Which makes this the track bed. And no, I'm not going in there. One of these things, and over to what is described as permanent pasture. Looks like crop to me. Looking back gives us the line of the railway with the hedge. All the way along there. Next stile, turn left. Along there. Do something. Left through the next stile onto a stone farm track. Turn left. Okay. Now this walk is supposed to be 3 miles. I've walked at least 3 miles and I'm still walking away from the trailhead. And then tucked away in here, I don't know if we can make this. Is another occupation bridge. Just about make out the concrete rails. And that, peering through the undergrowth, is as good as we're going to get. An occupation bridge. Back over the Cam. Which was serving a mill here by the looks. Upstream is quite pretty. This side somewhat industrial. This gives a clue as to the reason for the railway. Mainly Lister Petter, but it was an industrial railway. And here you see an old factory, not Lister Petter, but they all piggybacked on the back of the railway and were able to grow their businesses. All sadly now derelict. How many faces peeped out of that window? Depends how high it is off the ground, I suppose. Civilization, and we're back to the housing estates. That's novel. Right, this thing again for half a mile. Some more industrial wasteland. There is some steam coming up for a vent. We've now reached the Shell station, which is halfway back to Gloucester. And we're heading down here. I think this next bit requires a bit of concentration. It's not getting any better. This looks, well, possible. And we get to a multi-arch bridge. That looks surprisingly modern, but it's apparently the objective. I think the abutment shows its heritage. At some stage it had a radical modernisation. Mother Nature having to go getting it back again. The work cut out there, I think. Source of all the noise, River Cam. We'll go over here, see if we can get a better view. Yeah, a bit of a heave and a scramble. That must be the main water pipe for Dursley, I would think. Okay. I'm not sure that was worth the effort. Bridge, track bed. I think looking back you can just about make out the line between the trees. Now that looks pretty. Well, it's a bravery called for. I don't think the bed of this thing is in need of collapse or in danger of collapse. Right. Okay. That's as good as it's going to get. Track bed of the bridge. Single line you would think. Although looky down here, look. Hidden away, an old sleeper. Wow. And without risking one's neck too much, that's probably as good as we're going to get. Tranquility meets industrial. And there, looking closely on the opposite bank, is a revetment made up entirely of rail. That's a first for me. Last look. Now we go along here. The embankment on our right. I think we're heading home at long last. Don't know, 3 miles, just 3 miles to get back. Well, I don't think there's any more railway now because we're heading back the way we came. It's just a trudge through the fields, not too bad. This is as far as we're going today. We're here around this area of the mills, and now we're going to find our way back cross country to the start. That was a bum steer then. We started just below the factory, you can see on the horizon on the right, and the instructions led you to believe you crossed the field to this side, climbed a fence, or climbed a stile and onto a path. What didn't mention was you have to turn left at that corner, trudge up to here, and then there is your stile. The man's an idiot. Always supposing this is the right route. Don't ask me, I don't know where we are. I think our guide has got bored because he says turn right to a previously used hole in the hedge, whereas in fact it's on the left. Go through previously used stile, check, turn sharp left under triple power cables, check, and that's the line of the railway, heading for Dursley. Amazing countryside, and all this just on the outskirts of Dursley. You can tell this is an engineering town. Look, you've got an elaborate dog gate here, self-closing. There's no livestock around, I'm not quite sure why they did that. Kept somebody happy, no doubt. I couldn't let this go by the side of the stile, look. The farmer's helped himself to a railway sleeper fence post. Well done. Follow path under lime trees. Are those lime trees? There's only one path. Well, I'm heading for the gate over there, the metal gate. So this is the field gate. It's posh. You go in for posh field gates around here. Blimey.
Come on.
Nearing home. Well, nearly. We're here somewhere. And a special treat. This is where the branch line actually came from. This is the main line, Gloucester to Bristol, or north to south. And it branched off here and went straight into Dursley. And the appalling noise is the M5 motorway. They used to think the trains were noisy till they got that. This is where the Dursley line branched off from the main line, Gloucester to Bristol line. Just over there on the left, where there appears to be a car in the hedge.